Okay, my sliding table is sitting down here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right here. So it's all apart now. The only thing that I had holding that up was this piece, which was bolted to the underside of my wing. There's two threaded holes in the back here. And so I don't want to, that's the one thing that kind of bothered me. I was carrying the weight on this wing, and I don't know if that was part of the reason that it sagged on me. Could be, I don't know. And then the other way I was supporting this sliding table was out here on the tube, and I only had this much, about that much engaged. You know, I have to imagine it's down here. That much, about how much was that? Probably a foot, maybe. Yeah, 12 inches of this 40 by 40 aluminum extrusion. They're both 40 by 40. So my thought was, on the back, I'll come off the angle iron back here. I'll use the angle iron as my support now, and then use the tube as well in the front, but use more of it. I've got this stick of extrusion that my good friend August gave to me that measures almost 80 inches. So if I cut it into 2 40-inch pieces out, I could mount this underneath here like so. Now the only thing that I was concerned about, I'm going to use this piece instead. This is my sliding table fence, was getting access to the bolts that are going to hold this. So my thought was I would drill, take my tube off again and drill 3 holes, 1/4-inch holes through the bottom, and then through the top drill holes that I can access my bolts with this tool, you know, my nut driver tool, or a socket Allen wrench tool. So that this would then go through, if this were one of the holes, it's not big enough neither is that, but then I would just have 3 little holes that I would use to access, and I could get much more support out of this, coming back probably 2 feet or maybe 30 inches. Yeah, come back about 30 inches. There, now you can see what I got going on. So I've got this butted up against the angle iron. I'm going to measure this distance. And that is just about 1/2 inch. Actually, what I want is this center line distance right here. I'm going to have to eyeball that. Let's see, that's pretty good right there. So I got to come up and draw my, no, I got to take this off and put my line on the bottom for my 1/4-inch holes. I'll figure out my spacing, but then the top spacing is going to be the same. I do need a center line up here. And I'm just going to drill probably a 1/8-inch hole or a 3/16 hole. Should be good enough to hold that. I think I can use a 5/16 hole. Let me see what I have over there. Alright, I realize this is apples and oranges, but I'm going to start on the back rail off of this angle iron and just see how things set up here. So I had one hole here before for my old extension table, 2 inches in. Then I went back 24 and then split the difference at 11 inches between them. Center punched a couple holes, or a couple points. Now I'm going to drill my holes and be able to attach this piece of extrusion and see how stiff it's going to be for me. I don't know how you say rock solid in 3 different languages, but English is good enough. That is rock solid. So that baby, that's 3 1/4-20 panhead socket screws into T-nuts, marrying this extrusion to the bottom of this angle iron, and that is going to be beautiful. I like that a lot better because now I'm not putting any stress on this wing out here with the weight pulling down on it. So I'm gonna take this idea and I'm gonna do it on my other tube and cut my extrusion into 2 pieces. I'll take this one off and put the other one on, and then this gives me the beauty of sliding this in and out to exactly where I need it. So far so good. I'll get my tube off one more time and get busy on that. Okay, I got my piece cut. I've got about 4 inches past this bolt here, and I want to have about 12 inches exposed. So I'm just gonna tap this back. I got my tri-square in there. I'm just going to tap it back till I get to 12. Right there. And lock it down. And the beauty of this is, if I need more when I start building this table, or this support out here, I can bring it back out if I need to. Oh yeah, this is going to be... So I've got, what I gain now is, like I was telling you, I've got more registered against the steel instead of just 2 bolts holding it to the table, the wing, and I've got the rigidity of this 3-inch extrusion now instead of just 40 millimeters, so there'll be no flex at all. And if there is any at all, it's because the steel is moving. Okay, on to the other side. Alright, I've got this clamp to the bottom of my tube, butted up against the angle iron, and I know this is 1.5 inches, so center is 3/4 of an inch. And then I just measured this here as 5/16. Now I'm going to err a little bit to this side. I don't want to drill my holes and have it be catching on that lip over there, so I'm going to come this way a 1/16 of an inch, which would be 3/8 plus 6/8. So I'm going to go 9/8 of an inch, or 1 1/8 for center line. I'll just double check that. And that is not right. 3/4 plus 3/8. Oh yeah, I'm cheating this way. Yeah, that's why I'm off. So this will come this way like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Okay, last one. I had to change sticks, and this has improved things greatly. A little stiffer, and this almost reaches right to the top, which is good. Run it in here. Get my light on it. There it is. All right. Tube can go back on, and I'll come back when I'm got my extrusion mounted on there as well. All right, the moment of truth. I should have measured this. Yeah, I got, let's see, 12 from there, so 12 from here. I gotta go in a little. Right there is 12. Now, I got lucky, I guess, because when I drilled those holes, I thought I was going to have a little play in there. Well, I do have a little play in there, sorry. I didn't think I did. Okay, we're good. Alright, so these holes are obviously lined up with the ones below, but they're also, after I got done with them, I put a slight chamfer on them to take any sharpness away from them, and they're well away from anything I'm doing out here. My nylon glides, they don't interfere with that, so it works out perfect. And that is also very rigid. I'm going to be much happier with this setup rather than using this wing. Before I was using the tube out here as well, but again, I only had this. This is what I was using. And you can see the difference in the stiffness that I'm gaining, along with all the stiffness provided all the way back here. 31 inches. So, and if I need to, I'll shift both of them out to make this platform a better situation.